What's going on, guys? Ballas here and welcome back to another video here today in the channel. As you may know, in this video we tackle the biggest and most reliable transfer news in the world football in the past few days. I say reliable because I don't want to have crap information in my videos and I don't want to give you crap information, so win-win for both of us. Remember to drop us a like and subscribe and stay tuned for more each day in the channel, and let's get right into the video. So the first transfer we're gonna take a look at, it's Niang. This guy moved from Milan to Watford. It's already 100% confirmed. He has moved on an £18 million move to the Premiership, and now he's gonna have a very awesome card in FIFA. Just look at it, very pretty card right there. Great pace, great dribbling, and decent shooting. Very overpowered. Decent, I gotta say, very overpowered. He has something really interesting as well. In his contract, he has this clause that if he scores a certain amount of goals, Watford has to pay immediately around like 5 million more to completely buy him out of Milan. And for Milan, I gotta say, he's a very promising player, but his attitude for the Italian club is just utterly bonkers. This guy is completely lazy. He came into the last move when they really need a goal. He's a very pacey and tricky winger, and he just completely nothing. He just walked to the ball. Anything. I'm not sure how Milan deal with this, and I'm not sure if Watford will like this player to happen as well. So moving on, we have Patrice Evra. This guy moving to Olympique de Marseille. He took a complete 360. He was gonna go to Crystal Palace, but now he just moved to Marseille and just completely, utterly blow my mind. This guy is really old, and Marseille already have a really old left back as well. Well, Evra is better than the old left back, but still they're both old. You need to get some youth if you want to actually start building something up in the grounds. The previous Marseille who were actually competing for something in the league. Moving on, we have Gonzalo Guedes going to another French club, and this is PSG. This guy is completely amazing. I tried him in career mode, very good potential, and Ultimate Team, well, it's a silver. I don't play with silvers, it's not my thing, but he's gonna be nevertheless a very good player for PSG. He plays in all attacking positions. He can play left wing, cam, center forward, striker, right wing, right middle, left mid, whatever you want, this guy plays there. So he's probably gonna be a very versatile player for PSG, and we could see him in the future have a lot of info cards, left winger, striker. Probably he's gonna have a lot of influence. He's gonna be a very good player in the future. Next up, we have this guy who's, I think, is really undervalued. Poor Danilo. This guy has gone already to his second loan in the year. He's gone to Benfica, doesn't work, terminated loan, go back to Braga, and Braga sends him to Belgium. This guy was really in Valencia and the same thing happened. So I'm not sure if this guy's around with his attitude, something with his work rates, but he got an upgrade last year, so he must have to do something right there. And he's actually a very good player. He's like a box-to-box midfielder, but also with a little bit more spice to his game. Better passes, better drilling, and, well, better touch of the ball. And Danilo could actually work for very good for a number of different clubs, and I could say, well, Valencia, because they're missing like a lot of players. They're missing a single player in every single position. All the players are currently performing really bad for them, but Danilo could actually work very nicely in a lot of European clubs. But in Belgium, I'm not sure too much about that move. When we have another striker going to Watford, and this is Mauro Zarate. I made the rumors of some striker moving to West Brom. Zarate has come in, and he's going to be a very decent player, definitely an impact player, because he has come very similar to what he played usually in West Ham. Probably he could perform the same for Watford, and nothing to say. Awesome free kicks, awesome player. Luis Adriano, in the other hand, is a player who has gone under the radar. He never played too well for AC Milan, and now he has moved for just €500,000. €500,000, you heard that right, to Sparta Moscow. This guy got a very good wealthy move to Milan, and now he's going to Russia again. He could probably left to China. If I was him, I would have left to China, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. Another player who has really surprised me in a move was Daniel Caligiuri. This guy moved from Wolfsburg to Schalke. In Schalke, I'm not sure where he could fit in, because they have a great right winger in Embolo, right left winger in Konoplyanka, and Caligiuri, I'm not sure where he could fit in, probably a backup, but for Wolfsburg he was a starter each week, in and out. And now with the best awesome attacking lineup Wolfsburg have, with Yunus Mali, with Entep, and with the Dalby, who was currently also in the club, Caligiuri could have performed really well in the right position, because they currently don't have any other right winger, Blaszczykowski, but that guy is like 40 years old, if I don't know, 31, something like that. But Caligiuri could come in and actually be the first team player in that for once. So going moving to Schalke, I'm not sure if it's gonna give him any more benefits than what he already had in Wolfsburg. Another player moving to China this time around is Nemanja Gudelj, 24 years old, moving to China, being first 11 in Ajax, probably being the most important player in their midfield. Not saying Klaassen is not good, but this guy is probably the most important because right now they don't have another defensive mid. They just lost it to China, like everybody else loses everything to China. So Gudelj moving to China could be probably a good move for the Chinese club, but for him a bad move, and for Ajax as well a bad move. Next up we got Luis Hernandez moving to Malaga, and this guy is a very good player. When I played with him in FIFA, I really like him. He has amazing pace for a center back and a very good defending, very good physical, especially also a lot tall. It doesn't seem like it, but it's decently tall for a center back, and he had also played as a right back. So for Malaga he could be a very good sign in real life, and for FIFA as well. And for Leicester, I'm not sure. You needed center backs because Wes Morgan is also very old, and Huth is like 33 years old, so Luis Hernandez could probably come in and do some work, but Leicester let him go. Bueno, we have Ruben Pardo moving for more playing time to Real Betis. Nothing to say, really a young player, not having a lot of game time. Real Sociedad loan him out because they currently, Sociedad, have a very old midfield, around 31 years old, with Zurutuza and other players like that. So Pardo could come in later years, so definitely a win-win situation. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Bueno, we have Adrian Ramos, and this is another player moving to China. And I put Granada here because he has moved to China, and then China has bring him back on a loan to Granada. So decent move for Granada, very decent move for Granada. But Ramos, I'm not sure, especially if he would like, he moved to China to play in China, now he's moving back to Granada. I'm not too sure about that. And the probably reason he was loaned back would be that right now the Chinese club is entering Champions League, just like the European Champions League, and clubs have to fill in their squad. I'm not sure if the club is currently in Champions League, but that may be the reason, and Adrian Ramos maybe couldn't fit in that list because they only allow three foreign players in the Champions League squad. So Ramos could probably come back just for getting more playing time. And one player who I really know well, because you see he's from Peru, is Jordi Reina. This guy is amazing, pace. Whenever he comes to Peru, really good substitute, pace. And he has got to move from Salzburg to Montreal Whitecaps, something like that, Vancouver Whitecaps, I think it is. So very good move for both parties right there. Moving on to our transfer room, we have Isen Simani, and I put Colombia there in his flag is because that he's been linked to a move to China, £38 million move to China, and Leicester are apparently interested in that move. In return, they wanted to buy Jackson Martinez because Ganso Evergrande, I really don't like Martinez. Martinez has scored just 7 goals, I think, in like 17 appearances for them, or probably a lot more appearances. And they want to sell Jackson Martinez. So it could be a very good move for both parties. I'm not sure. Jackson Martinez is 30 years old, I think. And Leicester could probably, I think, definitely Slimani is a lot better than Jackson Martinez. Next up we got Gaston Ramirez, another player moving to Leicester. And this is the transfer rumor saying that Ramirez handed in a transfer request at Middlesbrough, and now he's going to move to Leicester, and I don't see where he would fit in because they play a 4-4-2, but Ranieri would know. Moving on, Robbie Brady moving to Crystal Palace amid the interest of Saha in the African Cup of Nations, but now Saha has returned because Cote d'Ivoire lost last night, so Robbie Brady could probably be a decent player as well, nevertheless, for Crystal Palace if they want to play him a left back or also as a left mid. Our next player, the biggest player of the episode, is William Carvalho moving to Liverpool. Definitely a very good CDM. The Euro winner is also amazing world-class talent right there. And by now, I would probably think that he will be on a bigger club by now, not in Sporting. So Liverpool could be a club, but the only way I see that happening is that Lucas Leiva and Emre Can, one of them has to go, because I'm not seeing them playing with two CDMs, and Carvalho definitely would be a lot better, in my opinion, than one of those two. But if they want to spend cash, spend it on the winger, because right now, without Mane, you are completely trash. One of the last players to cover is Ranocchia. This guy is on a mid-interest from Swansea City. Swansea City wants to hijack the move from Spurs for the Italian, and will be a very good starting player for Swansea, but for Spurs could be definitely a really good backup as well. Not playing too good in Italy, so let's see if he could do it in the Premier League. So like I said, the player moving to West Brom that I said from West Brom was Igalo. This guy's apparently moving on a 30 million move to West Brom, and it's definitely already set on stone since they bought already 2 strikers to Watford. So Igalo's probably out the door by now. Our next transfer is Federico Fazio wanting to make his loan at Roma a complete finalized deal. He wants to stay at the club, at the Italian club, and he has actually been performing really, really well. He got an upgrade in career mode around to 79, so probably we could see a 1-year upgrade for him. Although I don't see many people playing with his card because he has like 30 nil pace, something like that. And the final player is this guy, Bjarnason, but he's called the new Thor, so I'm gonna call him Thor. So Thor apparently is moving to to Aston Villa, sorry. And Aston Villa wanted to get this player because it's a really good tricky winger, it seems, from his card. I haven't seen a lot of this player, but Talksport reported that this guy is apparently on the move for Aston Villa, and it could be a very decent for both parties, I think, especially because he's playing on FC Basel. So going to the Championship is probably going to be a better club, probably a little bit more money, you know what I'm talking about. So hopefully guys you enjoyed the video. Remember to drop us a like and subscribe. If you want to stay tuned to the channel, stay tuned. The channel have videos for you. I'm trying to get videos every day. See you next episode. Ciao.